family and friends, I want to invite you to turn the volume down on your cell phones if you don't mind. Join us. Welcome having you here today at one of the most wonderful occasions a parent, a father, mother ever gets to experience, the day of their daughter's wedding. Ginny and Greg weren't sure what they wanted in the way of a wedding ceremony, but they knew they wanted to be a little bit untraditional, unconventional. And in my discussions with them, I knew that they had a fondness for a movie called The Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski involves a philosophy that they call dudism. Dudism, whose main credo is be chill, keep a cool, calm head. And since there's really nothing we can do about life and how complicated it is, don't do anything about it, just roll with it. So they didn't want me going full dude on them today, but they allowed me to incorporate a few of the principal tenets of dudism into it. So I hope you will appreciate them and join with us in celebrating this wonderful new life. Of course, I left my notes down on the table right there, so it may be my better half, or, yeah, thank you, Sean. This was not a part of the rehearsal. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Okay. E.T., Father Greg, told me as I came in, said, even if you drop some or whatever happens during the service, don't worry about it. Everybody's with you. So I thank you very much. Okay, so thank you. Today we are privileged to witness and celebrate the joining in marriage of Ginny and Greg. Now, folks, what we sanctify today is another chapter in the story of their lives up to now, from a time when neither knew the course their lives would take to where we stand today at this sacred place where two lives can truly become one. And I'd like to share briefly with you how this loving couple came to be. Setting is Williamsburg, where Ginny and Greg are undergrads at the College of William and Mary. Ginny crosses paths with Greg at a Halloween party during her sophomore year. He is the gregarious frat boy. And she the somewhat introverted and serious student who's merely content to socialize with her freshman hall friends as she aspires toward her future as a doctor of neuroscience. He is a Latin scholar with a commanding intellect and on whom has never lost the value of a good time as he mixes his formal studies with the calling of entrepreneurship. After their brief encounter, brushing casually past one another amidst the whirl of life at William and Mary, they graduate and move on to pursue their futures elsewhere. For Ginny, that journey takes her to the University of Maine, where she earns her doctorate, and then back to Richmond to work in the lab of one of the Medical College of Virginia's preeminent neuroscience researchers. As for Greg, his journey takes him through a progression of work and study that earns him his master's degree in business administration from the College of William and Mary. Over the years since that moment shared as undergrads, the challenges of the singles life take second place to the demands of establishing working careers. Well, then in 2021, Ginny and Jenny, one of Ginny's freshman hall friends, are swiping left and right online, scoping out the local dating population, where Ginny spots a familiar-looking bearded guy sporting an R2-D2 apron.
God.
She begins looking for him, and when she finds him, makes the first move by asking him who his favorite Latin scholar was at WNAP. They decide to meet, and as Ginny puts it, we survived the terror of that first date, and voila. Who can doubt that fate had a hand in the lives of our two young souls, as the search online for those seeking companionship led them to discover one another yet again. The miracle of that twist of fate leads us full circle to where we stand today. And as I've gotten to know Ginny and Greg, since they became a couple and listened to them sharing their desires and concerns, the philosophy I just told you about of dudism really resonates with me. Its approach to the challenge of being tolerant and accepting of the differences between us all is the most wonderful thing we can do for one another as we live together. Meeting that challenge of life is a tall order. Whatever devices we choose, like counting to 10 before responding when we're frustrated, not going to bed angry with one another, bending over backwards to appreciate our partner's point of view, and so many of those other little techniques for maintaining marital bliss are embraced in living Buddhism's philosophy to the fullest and making love strong. We all know that romance is joyous and rewarding in so many ways, but true love is something so much far more, and it's Ginny and Greg's desire to love each other for life that we are celebrating here today. And here are just a few of the keys that I have come up with for building an enduring life together. Be ever mindful that a good marriage must be creative. It takes work, so be patient. Always believe that you are never too old to hold hands. Have date nights and make time for intimacy even when life becomes hectic, and I promise you it will. Remember to say, I love you, at least once a day, and always to kiss goodnight. Stand together and face all that the world will throw at you, united. Always have each other's back. Speak words of appreciation for one another and demonstrate gratitude for one another in imaginative and thoughtful ways. Be spontaneous and give thoughtful surprises to one another. Have the capacity to genuinely forgive and forget. Work through your problems together, but never give up. Be sure to set your goals together. Possess the ability to, in all humility, seek forgiveness when you hurt one another. Give each other space. Create for one another an atmosphere in which each can grow, listening actively to one another. Share in a wholehearted search for the good and the beautiful in one another and in the world that you all inhabit together. Remember, you're not only marrying the right person for you, strive to be for them the right person, the right partner, a critically important role, as the power between you will invariably shift somewhat over the course of your life together. Find joy as you come to appreciate and embrace the strengths that each of you brings to your relationship. Greg and Ginny, I invite you to always treat yourself and each other with respect, inviting yourselves often what it was that brought you here today together. Give the highest priority to the tenderness, the gentleness, the kindness that your marriage deserves. And when frustration and difficulties assail your marriage, as they do every relationship at one time or another, focus on what still seems right between you, not really dwelling on that which seems wrong at the moment. If you do that in this way, when the clouds of trouble hide the sun in your lives and you lose sight of it for a moment, you can remember that the sun is still there. If each of you will take responsibility for maximizing the quality of your life together, you'll be blessed with abundance and happiness. I invite you both to share your vows with one another before all who witness the ties that will bind you in marriage forevermore.
Jenny.
So they can hear you.
Jenny. The first time that I really knew that I wanted to marry you was when we went camping at the bunny campground in Verona, Virginia. And yes, y'all, there really is a campground with a waterfall and a river and possibly 100 tame bunny rabbits hopping about. We've been dating for 3 months. I remember it was late when we arrived and we needed a few supplies, so we drove up to the local food line. It was nearly closing time and the parking lot was mostly empty, and we got our groceries and went back to the car. Now, I always return my shopping buggy to the corral in the parking lot, but Jenny, you did something so sweet and thoughtful that it never occurred to me before. You took the cart all the way back to the entrance of the food line. And when you came back to the car, I asked you why you did that, and you said that you didn't want someone to have to come out at the end of the night just for one shopping cart. That story describes your character in a nutshell. You have a kind and considerate heart, and you improve the lives of everyone that you meet. You think about everyone and everything around you. You care about people. You care about animals. You make beautiful things blossom in the garden and bloom at the end of your paintbrush. You're so bright. I mean, so truly. You understand things about science and biology that honestly I can barely grasp. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to emphasize that Ginny is Dr. Virginia McLean, PhD. If I'm ever having a bad day, all I need to do to cheer myself up is think about the last time I looked in your eyes and held you in my arms. And that's all it takes. I love it when you look at me. I love it when you make weird faces at me. I love it when you talk to the dogs in funny voices. I love you with every breath that you take, every beat of my heart. Okay, so vows. So this might be a little bit of a poem. It's kind of easier for me to get my thoughts out that way. Jenny, can I love you forever? Will you poke me when I snore? Can I be your Ulysses, always pining to get home? Will you help me fight dragons? I'll help you fight yours. I'll swing from the rafters and I'll bonk them on the nose. Wherever you are, there I am. Where you have been, I'm there too. I'll go where you go. I'll love what you love. Our future is ours to discover. May each day I love renew. Now some vows I will give you. Hoc fas est, as the Romans would say. I will abide by these leges nuptiales each and every day. I vow to be honest. I vow to be true. I vow to be faithful, and I vow to be for you. I vow to respect your point of view, to always consider what you would want. I vow to support your dreams, even if that means adding another pet to the menagerie. I vow to work on myself, to embrace the joy of cleaning. I vow to make healthy life decisions more often than not. Life's grand, you know, it really is. We found each other, what are the odds of that? We had a 48-hour window to connect on Bumble. Or 10 years, depending on your point of view. And now here we are today. I vow to never take you for granted. I vow to cherish every day with you. Every moment we have in this world, I vow to make our own little life together. It doesn't have to be a big life. It doesn't have to be a wealthy life. It doesn't, but I know it will be a happy life with you as my wife. I love you. Well,
Gregory, you're the shameless optimist I need in my life. Seeing you light up with a smile is the highlight of my week. I'm not going to make it past 2 sentences. I hope the life we build together continues to bring you as much joy as a puppy in a bow tie. I'm looking forward to all the adventures to come for us. I know you'll compliment my shortcomings along the way, be it remembering people's names, dragging me into conversations with total strangers at bars, or going out in your jammies at the crack of dawn to water the plants so they don't get powdery mildew. Even though it's Virginia, the humidity is 99% and most of our plants get it anyway. So here's my side of the deal. I promise to love and support you even when you bring home a pickup truck full of free bricks. I promise to broaden your horizons by joining you on every hike with a game of Hey, What's That Bird calling? I promise to dote on you almost as much as I dote on our puppy, although your odds are better if you're wearing a bow tie. And most of all, I promise to learn and grow with you as our lives grow around us. You're my optimist, my extrovert, my romantic. So I just mean that.
Who has the rings? The ring is a symbol of the unbroken circle of love. Love freely given has no beginning and no end. No giver and no receiver, for each is the giver and each is the receiver. May these rings always remind you of the depth of caring, commitment that you have undertaken as you wear them proudly before the entire world. As you place the ring on Ginny's finger, please repeat after me. I, Greg, take thee, Ginny, to be my wife.
I, Greg, take thee, Ginny, to be my wife.
To have and to hold in sickness and in health.
To have and to hold in sickness and in health.
For richer or poorer, in joy and sorrow.
For richer or poorer, in joy and sorrow.
And I promise my love to you.
And I promise my love to you.
With this ring, I take you as my wife for as long as we both shall live.
With this ring, I take you as my wife. And my life. For as long as we both shall live.
As you place the ring on Greg's finger, please repeat after me. I, Ginny, take thee, Greg, to be my husband.
I, Ginny, take thee, Greg, to be my husband.
To have, to hold in sickness and in health.
To have and to hold in sickness and in health.
For richer or poorer, in joy and sorrow.
For richer or poorer, in joy or sorrow.
And I promise my love to you.
And I promise my love to you.
With this ring, I take you as my husband.
With this ring, I take you as my husband.
For as long as we both shall live.
For as long as we both shall.
To make your marriage work will take full and abiding faith in the true power of love. Love shared will be the core of your marriage, and the blossoming of that love is what has brought you here today and will carry you forward through life. Beyond your commitment to love, it will take trust for you to remember in your hearts that you truly want what is best for the other. It'll take dedication to stay open to one another, to learn and to grow together. It will take faith to go forward together without knowing exactly what the future holds. It will take commitment to hold true to the journey you both have pledged yourselves to today. And now share the kiss that seals this bond forever. Ginny McLean, inviting your appreciation for them and wishing them all the best for a long and joy-filled life together.